Is this a rescue? I love it. Where'd you get her from?
A friend of mine found her near her shop somewhere in Coachella.
She's cute. She almost looks like she should be on TV.
Isn't she adorable?
Yeah, and she's got that little terrier sassiness.
She's just like that all the time.
And curious.
Yeah.
Well, good. You're going to get her fixed, and she's going to be a happy camper.
Aren't you? Aren't you?
And we're going to say you're just a little Snip baby. Oh, you're a puppy still. Oh, that's so great. So she was just running loose?
She was just running.
Boy, what a nice dog. Hi, girl.
Full of love.
She's
she
cute.
Really is. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Well, my friend Michelle, she posted it on Facebook that she had found her puppy, or the puppy, near her shop in Coachella, and then she was looking to see if anyone wanted to rescue her, and I had been looking for a dog for a while and going back and forth on when I should get a dog, and then Luna just caught my eye and it was just time, so I got her. I didn't think that I wanted a dog, but she's very, very special to me. She fills a void that I didn't know I had. Different, huh? That's different.
She's wild child.
When you get groups like Snip that are holding these important spay-neuter clinics and going out in the communities, taking the Snip bus to the people, they're seeing the impact, they're understanding more and more how important it is to spay and neuter our pets. When we get Palm Springs Animal Shelter, Snip, and Animal Samaritans combined, we seem to be making a difference.
The new addition that Bianca Ray's been doing with her foundation, which I love, is transport. And transport has been wonderful, not only for getting cats out of here, which as you can see, they're very low on cats, which I am shocked and happy to see. Hate to see that there's a wing of A and a wing of B of dogs, small and large. We have to get the word out. Spay and neuter your animals. Spay and neuter your animals, and we can clear our shelters. We can end all of this nonsense. They can go to good homes. They can stay in good homes.
Animal Samaritans has been involved with animal rescue for a long time now, many years, and we've been doing small transports here and there, and we really got more involved with as many of the other animal welfare groups as we can. That's where we've partnered up with different groups, including the Bianca Ray Foundation, Palm Springs Animal Shelter. We've had lots of great encouragement from Snip and Melanie at Snip. The last 2 years, especially the last 2 summers, we've seen some really large, important transports to Oregon.
Okay, I think I have extra blankets. We got a few more stragglers. We have one that wants to stay by herself, so she's throwing a little hissy fit, so we're putting up another crate for her so that she doesn't pick on anybody during the transport.
Oregon's been a great partner. The Oregon Humane Society up in Portland, they seem like they've really got their act together. They've figured out how to really effectively use the TNR program, the Trap, Neuter, Release, and they actually have a need for small dogs and cats up there. Down here in the desert, we have too many Chihuahuas, pit bulls, too many dogs, and especially too many cats. The feral cat communities in the Coachella Valley, as we all know, there's just too many of them. And so we found a good synergy, a good partnership. So far, so good in that relationship.
Oh, that's not hooked. Time to strap in the straggler. We're pretty big on making sure they're really secure. So we use a combination of all the crates are zip tied together so that they hold a combination of weight. And then we've got these really secure tie downs that kind of keep them affixed to the wall. They usually roll in around 9 o'clock and they're expecting us around that time, but there's somebody that stays and waits because it does take a little bit of time and sometimes they do hit traffic. They stay overnight and then Oregon Humane Society will come and get them in the morning. They always get adopted. Everybody usually gets adopted within a week. We have a pretty severe cat overpopulation problem here in the desert, so A lot of times organizations like Palm Springs or Riverside County or Animal Samaritans, Loving All Animals, a lot of these kittens tend to sit in our shelter for a long time because it's harder to find homes for them because there's so many. So when they go to Oregon, there's not as many strays out there, so they don't have a lot of unwanted litters that come into their shelters. So they're able to find them homes really fast because they just don't have the kittens that we do, the numbers.
And 52 is the total count, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So always leave the van running, always have the air conditioner on so that the airflow keeps moving towards the back because it's hard to get it back there, but the fan certainly helps. Never leave the van unattended while there's animals inside. You have to do team driving every 4 to 6 hours. You guys should swap to avoid strain, okay? Visual check by the passenger should be done every 30 minutes to an hour to make sure water's full. When you guys stop for lunch, kittens get lunch too. There's soft food and paper plates in there. And all you got to do is empty a can and put it in the crate.
Every crate gets a can.
Every crate gets a can. Are you excited? Nervous?
It's good.
It's all good.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick video for inventory so that I can document that everybody's in there, and then we'll be ready to go. You're gonna love it in Oregon though, I promise. You're gonna get home so fast. All right. That, as they say, is that. I gave him all those instructions. All the goodies. Have fun. I worry. I constantly worry. This is why I didn't get sleep last night. I was up all night. All night I was up. They're stressful, these things. You just want everything to go right, you know? There's so many little things that have to, you know, fall into place and be done.
It's just part of the puzzle. There's not one fix for the problem. Transport's part of it, spay-neuter's part of it, education's part of it. It all needs to come together to make for a no-kill Coachella Valley.
Good girl, look at you.
Today I'm working with the Snip bus with the owner Melanie Shearer and also Animal Action League with Melody Farnick, and in their combined efforts they're bringing low-cost spay-neuter services to the community of La Quinta right at our doorstep. The residents love that they can just drive to City Hall in the parking lot, and all the services from low-cost spay-neuter, vaccinations, microchipping are all available to them here. Well, we had a gentleman who was just walking through and he asked about the vaccination, so I gave him the flyer. He's coming back.
Good, good, good.
I wanted to ask you this. I get calls all the time on, you know, what are the laws? Do I really have to spay or neuter my animal? I keep hearing I'm going to get ticketed, and of course I say, you know, yeah, you're going to get a $500 fine. Am I accurate by saying that?
Sure. Well, I think one of the things that we want to do is have residents, pet owners. We want to promote responsible dog and pet ownership.
But what are our laws?
So, in relation to the promoting that responsible dog ownership, we have a leash law like all other cities in the state of California where their dog has to be contained on their property. If they allow their dog to run loose, we have bite incidents that occur.
So what about the people who call me and say, my neighbor got a ticket on the door, am I going to get ticketed? What are the rules? Am I allowed to say, you need to get your dog spayed or neutered? I mean, it's not a law in the city of La Quinta about not spay or neutering, right? It's a matter of...
We don't have a mandatory spay-neuter, but we do have in the licensing.
Okay.
We encourage spay-neuter by giving reduced fees and such.
Which I wish more cities would do this.
Sure.
There's so many cities that I hear from friends of mine that will call and say, I want to get our laws changed. How do we do this? Because it's the same whether they have the dog. You know, it doesn't matter either way, whether it's spay or neutered, it's still the same fee. And I think that reducing that does make a huge difference. So if
they have an unaltered pet, the fee is a considerable amount of money, $100 plus.
Okay.
But if someone has a pet that's spay neutered, then it's going to be dramatically less,
like $25,
more in that range.
So that's a huge difference.
And it is. And then if they're a senior with dog that's altered, then there's even an additional reduction.
Okay.
So we encourage the spay-neuter through the rates, and we reduce the fees dramatically. There could be a time in the future where we do require the spay-neuter. We're just not there right now.
Right, but I still think that's a great start. And I think if more cities, more counties would do that, I mean, if it's going to save someone $75 or $100, why not get it done? You know.
And with the engagement we have with the public, we're promoting, I think, the responsible ownership. We try not to be a city that's fining or assessing fees on people as much as possible.
Right.
We try to encourage the right behaviors and responsible ownership.
And obviously, as being owner of the Snip bus, there's no excuse anymore. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. There's just no excuse. Go get your animal done for $25.
With the services that you provide to be able to spay neuter a pet for $25, the lowest rate I've heard anywhere is $150, and then there are added fees. So it's an amazing service, and I think that's why you're booked every time we come buses here.
I'm sure we won't be able to take probably 10 of these people today, but they'll come back. They'll get rescheduled. We're 400 deep right now on a wait list.
We're glad to see every time the bus is here, we have a full parking lot. The community's responding, and not just our community, but the other communities in the valley.
Well, I know, I love it. I'm looking forward to it. And you are going to try to get us into Cathedral City?
We are going to start the discussions with them and see if we can illustrate the wonderful services at such low fees that can be delivered. We don't see how anybody could say no. And I think it's just information. I think the more they get exposed to the great services they can provide and how their residents are going to benefit, it just is a no-win. It's a no-lose situation. It's win-win for everybody.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, happy neuter day. Oh, we got 2. Okay. Let's get all 4 paws on the scale here. What a happy boy.